I'm excited about this one, you guys.
The video is about Huntington Library.
So for Christmas this year, Sam got an annual family pass to the Huntington Library. So we've been going since November. How do you explain what the Huntington Library is?
Pretty.
Oh, okay. Actually, that kind of covers a lot of it.
Gardens and museums.
Gardens and art museums, yep. And a library museum. And a conservatory and...
Oh, yeah.
Did we mention gardens?
Yeah.
And also gardens.
And gardens.
And gardens.
Yeah.
So this was our first trip there. You guys had never been. I used to go when I was in high school with all of my art friends. We'd go on field trips there and we would run around in the gardens and have such a good time. And it's so beautiful. This is in the Japanese garden. There was an event in the Japanese garden, so they had origami, and then we got to see all of the little bonsais. There's so much stuff. Everywhere you turn, there's more things, and it's so big.
They had traditional Japanese dancers and music and
yet more origami stations.
a lot more origami stations.
The kid I sit next to in class does a lot of origami.
That's amazing. There's Sam trying out one of the Japanese dances. When you were on this side of the circle was when you were getting the hang of it. You got better at it, but then you were on the opposite side of the circle, so I couldn't get you in the shot. And they had the music. This is the Chinese garden. They've got a little cafe. And we were sitting there and drawing. And then we made a friend. This teeny tiny red spider.
Teeny, 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 tiny.
Very, very red. What do you want to name him?
Peter.
Peter the tiny spider?
Peter the tiny red spider.
And then Sam was posing like all of the doorways and trees that we found. I feel like that's one of the best things you can do anywhere you go. So the Huntington is great because it's a nonprofit and it's educational. So they've got activities and lectures and all kinds of things happening all of the time. If you get an annual pass, then you can go anytime you want. You have to have reservations, but otherwise, anytime you want. And it's so beautiful. And during the different seasons, there are different trees and flowers in bloom. And I'm so excited to see it all year round.
Here is in the Chinese garden. They had a little station for making paper lanterns and masks, and we made Wukong and Macaque.
Yeah!
Specifically from Lego Monkey Kid, but they are from Chinese mythology, so it fits.
Yes, yeah. You guys were inspired by the Chinese garden to do Sun Wukong and Macaque.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a calligraphy station. The book is just Chinese characters that you can write on the special paper.
Yes, you could flip through and choose a character to try to copy.
So they had this special paper that when you put water on it, it turns darker and you can doodle on it and then it dries. And then when it's dry, it doesn't show anymore. So it's like reusable.
You guys are both so good with paintbrushes. Are you drawing you?
I'm drawing me.
This is the children's garden and it's super duper fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of interactive stuff in the children's garden.
Yeah.
Love these, the imprints of the leaves on the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. Looks like fireworks. And Sam found a friend. We like tortoises.
Yes.
This is the rainbow garden right here. It's just got misters that make rainbows. And then over here, there was the volcano. It wasn't erupting when you were in it, but it was erupting later. I've seen pictures of this volcano covered in plants. I think sometimes it's covered in plants. And then there's these little fountains with the fishies in them, and they had little leaping water blops that would shoot out of the little holes in the ground and land in the fountains. Like that. cactus garden. This is what it looked like in December. But I bet it's blooming almost.
Woo!
The lily ponds are probably blooming too. We should go down to the lily ponds next time we're there and see if they're blooming. We have too much to do. The next time we're there, we're going to be busy. They had an activity where you could practice with brush pens, which you guys actually haven't done that much with brush pens. Was it fun using the colored brush pens? Yeah, brush pens are fun because you can do thick lines or thin lines, and you get that variation of the line weight. This was a different day, and they were doing a lot of activities in the Chinese garden this time. They had a Chinese printmaking station. So the Chinese printmakers would have had different stamps for different colors, and so they had all of these stamps to make these really pretty landscapes.
So that one is mine, and I'm just doing a landscape.
And then Ty did some experimenting with different stamps.
Then I added some trees.
This was really fun. They had these giant, really intricate, beautiful landscape stamps, and you could kind of make whatever you wanted to with them. It was pretty epic. And then they had a little snippet of a Chinese opera, like a traditional Chinese opera with live musicians, live performers, and the translation over there on that big screen. It's just so inspiring. Everything is so beautiful, and I can't believe how densely packed with just interestingness every bit of it is. So as always, once we have an adventure with art, then we come home and we do a project. And this time the intention was we were going to do another collaborative drawing like we did for the Ten Hun collaborative drawing. So we were all drawing parts of this collaborative drawing. This is me drawing. There was a little lady on the tram the second time we went she got on the tram and the tram driver said, "Where are you headed?" And she said, "Oh, I don't care. I just like to sit on all the benches and talk to all the fish," which I thought was the cutest thing I've ever heard. So I had to draw her. So I'm drawing her sitting on a bench talking to the fish.
Species.
They've got lots of koi. There's koi in the Japanese garden, in the Chinese garden, and also in the lily pad garden.
And what me and Sam did was this little comic about Wukong and Macaque doing origami. We thought one of them would be really good and one of them would be really bad.
So you did the initial sketches in the Chinese garden at the Huntington, and then this is you drawing Macaque, and we decided that Macaque was going to be the one who struggled with the origami, and then Wukong would just be ridiculously good at it instantly, and much to Macaque's annoyance. So yeah, it was going to be a comic.
It's these three scenes where they're both working on their little origami, and then Macaque shows off his kind of crumpled little crane, and Wukong's like, "Oh, I finished mine too," and it's literally perfect.
Yeah. Yes. So you drew Macaque, and then you actually did the line art for Wukong also, and then Sam actually colored it.
I was having trouble with the line art. I tried to draw it and then it looked like a 5-year-old drew it.
Some days your hands just don't want to do the thing.
Yeah.
But Ty's line art tends to magically appear.
It just kind of happens.
It just sort of happens.
I black out and then
there's
lines
line art. So you drew them in such a way that they could be animated.